I've just unboxed my iPhone SE and I've rigged it up to my cage that I purchased to use with it as a camera. I'm shooting in 4K in automatic mode using Apple's standard app that comes with the phone, so nothing special, nothing fancy. We've come up to Old Town Gardens in Swindon just to test the camera a bit better than in our back garden. We're doing video and some photographs, so let's get on with it and see what the images come out like. Well, there we have it. My initial thoughts on the iPhone SE, mainly as a camera as opposed to the phone. It's basically, if you're looking at it as a phone, it's basically a 5S body. Really nice, you know, nicely made body. Some people are saying it's an old design, but it works. But it's got the iPhone 6S innards, you know, the A9 chip, etc, etc. What I was mainly interested in is, will it actually work as a camera? I did test my iPhone 6 as a camera. You'll find a review of my iPhone 6 as a camera, and it was really good. You know, I used an app called Filmic Pro with this particular iPhone, and that worked fine. But it does only actually record HD, and it's only an 8 megapixel sensor. So I was really curious to see, is the iPhone SE any better? Now the iPhone SE, as most people would know now, it actually records in 4K. And that's what I recorded everything in 4K, and then downscale it to HD when I edit. Now I'm over the moon with it. It's actually really good. There are a couple of quirky things about filming with a smartphone, whether it be the iPhone, whether it be a Samsung phone, whatever, is because it hasn't got a tilting screen. When you're filming down low, you can't tilt it up to look at what you're filming, so you have to get down on your hands and knees. That was something that took me a little while to get used to. It's a great little phone. As I say, I'm not really going into the phone aspects of it, but I've got various filming apps that I use. I've got Movie Pro, I've got ProCam, Filmic Pro. They all work extremely well. I tell you what I do like, ProCam is great for when you're doing stills, because you can set the aspect ratio to 16:9. You can't do that in Apple's standard app, and I really like that because I do like to take my photographs as a 16:9 aspect ratio because they blend in with me videos that I do, so that's really handy. I did actually find, obviously handling a phone like this is a real pain. I wouldn't recommend it if you're quite serious about using a mobile phone for filming, and you can do it, you can get great stuff, so you know, go ahead with it, go and do it. But you will need some form of bracket, some form of something to hold it, and not only hold it steady, but stop your fingers wandering over the camera and what have you. What I got is this. It's called a cinema mount. It's really, really good. I absolutely love it, and I'd recommend this to anyone. It came with the wide angle lens. Actually, it's not a bad lens. You don't expect miracles from it. It's a bit soft at the edges, but it's you know, it's pretty bloody good, to be honest. Obviously you can take it off. Remember, the phone just slots in. You can see what I'm doing here. That just slots into there. It has got a tight grip, so once it's in, get rid of that. So once that's in, make sure the lens is through the hole there, and there you have a nice, it's a really strong grip. That phone isn't going to fall out of there, I can assure you. It's a really strong grip, and it works really well, and it's got a lovely handle like that, so you've got a much better way of actually filming like that. But as I say, low angle shots, bit of a pain because you can't see the monitor clearly, but other than that, this also comes with a cold shoe, so you can put on red lights, microphones, whatever you want to do. I've put on, I have got my little sound mixer. You'll see that that on the top of there for plugging in a radio mic, all new microphones and what have you. I've done a review on the Saramonic mixer and I really like it. If you want to use the wide angle lens, that just fits on there like so. And there you have a very compact, nifty filming kit. Quite bizarre really, isn't it? A mobile phone to go out, you know, to be seen with that as a professional. I think people would laugh, but they won't laugh when they see the results though, and that's the staggering thing about it. And when you think about it, you know, this phone can produce better quality than what we used to be able to produce 5 years ago, 10 years ago, certainly 10 years ago. Crikey, it was unheard of. And being that it films in 4K, it gives you tremendous scope for editing when you're editing on a 1080 timeline. So there you go. That's my initial thoughts. It is comparable to the iPhone 6. I haven't tried the 6S, but I don't need to because that is basically, the SE is basically a 6S in a 5S shell. So the camera on here is the same as a 6S. But you know, if you look at my review on the iPhone 6 as a camera, you can see I was really pleased with that. Well, I'm delighted with this. It does work with both my Atomos recorders. Absolutely chuffed to bits with that. The HDMI out does feed out to my Atomos 4K recorder, the Assassin, and to my Ninja, but there's a caveat to it. You need to use a program like Filmic Pro to be able to clear the display. Otherwise it will record the display, but something like Filmic Pro does do that. So you know, top stuff to Apple. They've done I think a great product, sort of old shell, new innards. I would highly recommend actually the 64 gig model. The 16 gig is a complete waste of time when you're filming, and you know, hopeless. You'll regret that. So go for the 64 gig model, and you've got a high quality camcorder, stills camera, and a mobile phone. The slow-mo on this is really good as well. It's got a slow-mo mode, and you can see the slow-mo is really, really clever and works extremely well. And what I will be doing is using this mounted on top of my GH4 G7, and using it as a backup in case there is a problem with either of those cameras, and secondly setting this to slow-mo mode so I can get slow motion at the same time as I'm filming standard, you know, my standard footage. So all in all, really, really pleased with this as a video camera. Haven't done a great deal of stills with it, but they're fine. They're really good. You can't blow them up massively, but if you're printing 10x8s, you'd easily get away with it. 12 megapixel sensor. So, you know, there we go. My initial thoughts on the iPhone SE. Thanks very much for watching. If you do like these reviews, please subscribe. I do like people subscribing, and hit the like button. And keep an eye out for my next review. Thanks very much for watching.